telling my sister that it's like I'm back home. I've missed this for such a long time. And I just thank God for us from Edo State because God has visited us. A nation that was in bondage, a nation that was under a curse, and a nation that was sacrificed to the gods of a land. But God has redeemed us. God has redeemed us. You don't know what you have. You should be grateful that God saved us. That we can be gathered here worshiping God, not worshiping Oloku, not worshiping the gods of our dead fathers. We need to give God all the glory. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that we can have people of Edo State gathered like this in a place to worship God. People that don't come from our state, we don't know what God has done. But He's a covenant-keeping God. And He has kept us, and He's going to take us to higher grounds in Jesus' name. Because the snare is broken. The seed is over. We are not going to go back. We serve the Lord. In glory. In the mighty name of Jesus. God bless you. I'm so happy to be here. It's a very, very good experience for me. In the United States of America, we don't have this. So we are privileged to have this. Amen. Praise the Lord. And I'll just talk briefly on the steadfast life, steadfast in life. What does it mean? My sister told me that I just wants me to exhort you people, and I don't want to start reading everything, but she told me to go to the book of Ruth. As we have in the book of Ruth and Naomi is a perfect example of what steadfastness is. And since it's a women's program, I'm going to talk gently about what it is. And most of us can identify here with Ruth, and because we know where we are coming from, especially what for those things. We are like roots. We are not just people that came from bondage and God redeemed us. So it's not just by accident or coincidence that this topic was chosen. And when we say you are to be steadfast, what does it mean to be steadfast? It means to be loyal, to be faithful, to be committed to anything you are doing, to be dedicated, to be dependable. People should be able to count on you, to be steady, to just hold on to God, to be persistent, to be there, whether it's good or bad, rain or sun, you'll be there. And just hold on to what you believe in. And as we are children of God, we believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. Most of us, the book of Ruth, we say maybe it's a love story. It's not just a love story, it's a love story, fine. But it identifies with us that from Ruth was from a condemned nation. From the nation of Moab, it was a condemned nation, but God redeemed her. And we can identify with that we are all sinners. We are all sinners. We were outside the grace of God, but God helped us and brought us back on track. That is we and Ruth. So I can be Ruth, you can be Ruth, because we were redeemed from our sins. And because all of us have sinned, and our ancestors, because of where we were born into, because of what we have done in our past, we are all guilty. But God redeemed us. And we are told that Ruth had many adversities. Her husband died, her brother-in-law died, there was nothing to turn to. Some of us can identify with that. For being a widow in a foreign land can be a very hard thing. But you can see that whatever you are going through, there's always a hope at the end of the day. And we can see that when Naomi left her country, because there was no bread in Bethlehem, they went to Moab, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. Most of us have left Africa to come to this country, to the United States. We're scattered all over the world. But we might just say that, okay, we just came for greener pastures. But no, God has a plan for us. Because if not for God, we won't be sitting down here. So it's not just for you to come and eat bread and butter and Italy. You are here to spread the gospel to the end of the nation. And that is what we can identify here with Ruth. And in all this, there were challenges. It didn't come easy. Like you have had challenges here. Studying in another country, settling down is a big thing. We need to learn the language. We need to get our paperwork. We need to get everything done to be able to be accepted. And there's a discrimination, there's racism. Ruth experienced all these things, but she made up her mind that I will not go back. That is the basis of this whole thing. She was committed to the new land she found herself. You have found yourself in Italy here. You must be committed to the land. You must be committed to do the work of our Lord here. She was committed to a new leadership under our mother-in-law. We as Christians, we need to commit unto the leadership of the people that God has put under us, or put us above us. We need to obey them because they will not lead us astray. And we have to say no going back to the past. We all have a past. Nobody is innocent. We all know what we have done, but we have been washed clean by the blood of the Lamb. And so the old life, we must sever a tie with that old life, with that old covenant, because we have a better covenant and we should walk in that covenant. And we can see that when you decide for Christ, like we saw in the drama, which was a confirmation of what God wants to do today, when you commit to Christ, the devil is after you. So don't think that because you are a Christian, everything is going to be easy. The devil will be more determined to, it's going to be very, very mad. Like you saw, she described that it's not going to be easy for you to just come and go. But the Bible says in 1 Peter 4:17, the end of all things is at hand. So be ye therefore sober and watch and pray and be steadfastly minded. No shaking. That's what we will say, no shaking. But Becky said, my heart is fixed within me. I will serve the Lord. We need to get to that point where we say we will serve the Lord. And because the end is here, because the devil is going about like a roaring lion, like you saw in the play. If the devil doesn't have power, we give the devil too much power. If we say no, we're going to serve the Lord and we commit, the devil will try to shake us in the things, not having job, not having a future partner, not having this, not having that. But if you persist, you are going to overcome. And we can see that when Naomi told Ruth to go, there are two scenarios here. Told Ruth to go, Ruth refused to go, but Orpah went. So it's a matter of choice. Your being here serving the Lord is a matter of choice. God is not going to force you. If you don't want to serve God, fine. But if you want to serve God, you have to serve Him with all your heart. Orpah had said, the mother-in-law said, go back, go back, go back. But Ruth refused to go back. With all the mother-in-law said, she refused to go back. She was the one that chose her mother-in-law as a mother. And that speaks volumes for us. Because most of us don't regard our mother-in-laws, we don't even bother about them. Maybe some of us that have not been treating our mother-in-laws well, we should repent and try treating them well. Because you don't know where your destiny is, you don't know what God is doing. And there's always a reward. You might be suffering now, but look at Ruth, a nobody, from a nation that did not know God. But when I walked with her mother-in-law, she knew that there was a God in Israel. And that you have known that God, and you should not go back. And she said, wherever you go, I will go. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. She refused to go back. She was glued to her mother-in-law, like elastic around your waist. So you have to be glued to God. You have to say, no going back. That if everybody does not even follow me, I will follow. She refused to go back to her God. And that is what we Christians should always do. We always say, I will never, never go back to the world. Go back to the world. Go back to the world anymore. We must not go back. Don't put your hand on the ground and look back. I'm just here to encourage you that whatever you are facing, hold on to God. Because Ruth was faithful, she became the great grandmother of our Lord Jesus Christ. Look at the heritage she was born into. So no matter what your past has been, God says the future is Jehovah. It's the covenant-keeping God. You don't make up your mind to follow Jesus. If we sing, I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. No turning back. Some of us, if the pastor talks to me today, I'm not going to that church again. When mama talks, that mama talk is too much. When this, that, it has to stop. We need to move forward. I'm just encouraging us in that we have stayed in our comfort zones too much. Souls are perishing out there. We need to tell people about God. It's not just us here. I'm happy we are all here. But what about the people and what about the Italians? What about the white people? Who are the people we should bring? Because our church is not just church for the blacks, it's for all nations. We have that challenges everywhere. So what can we use to influence somebody to make them come? And when Ruth said, where you go, I go. Where you go, I go. I will follow you. That is a very, very great statement. One of the greatest statements in the Bible. Wherever you go, I will go. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. Can we say that in our hearts? That wherever God leads us, we will go. No matter what the people say, no matter what they do. You will say, okay, it's just Ruth that, not just Ruth in the Bible that was steadfast. Well, there were women that were steadfast. We saw Esther. Esther was steadfast, not the story of Esther. And the greatest, what statement she said, if I perish, I perish. It is no longer about us, but about us, about the people out there, about your commitment to God, your steadfastness to God. Not about Anna. Anna did not have a child, but she cried out to God. We must be women of prayer. Women that will cry till something happens. People that will pray till something happens. And if there's anybody here today looking for a gift of life, the same God of Anna is here. Amen. By this time, in next 9 months' time, you will carry your own baby. We also saw Anna. If you look at Luke 2:36, Anna was a prophetess. She was 84 years old. But we are told that she was praying every day in the temple. She did not depart from the temple. So prayer is the master key. Prayer can do a lot of things. Most of us will want to talk here, talk there, but let us talk to God and He will do it. And we saw it in 2 Kings 4:8-37. The Shunammite woman, this was a woman that loved God for who she was. He was hospitable, she had money, she had everything. She didn't even know she was barren, she didn't think about it. But God visited her. Even when she was asked, what do you want? She said nothing. And you see one thing about the woman, she was respectful to her husband. Most of us that are married, we should always carry our husbands along. Don't give up on any man that's your husband. Don't say it's no good. Because God can turn him around. In the mighty name of Jesus. And he was able to ask the husband, I want to build a house. He took permission. He said, because I have all the money, I will do it. So let us our money not get into our heads. With all our money, let us be under authority over our own husbands. Some of us will respect other men outside than our own husbands. So as women, we should go back to the business. I know we have come a long way, we are trying, but we can do better. Because there's going to be no excuses that day. And she was a woman of faith. When the child that she was given died, she locked the child up in the classroom and she went and we were asking her, is it well with you? He said, it is well. How many of us in adversity will to say, it is well? It shall be well with us in Jesus' name. Amen. And Sarah too, a woman of virtue. But she didn't have a child, she looked for a promise for a long time. Genesis 17, when God told her she was going to have a child, she laughed of unbelief, laughed of distrust. Yes. But by chapter 18 of Genesis, she was laughing a different type of laughter. Amen. The laughter of joy. Amen. A new song. Amen. Sing a new song today. Everything that is holding you back will be removed today in the mighty name of Jesus. We also saw Dorcas in Acts 9:36. We said she was always doing good. She was a member of the church. And she died. But the brethren said, no, Dorcas cannot die. Look at what she has been doing for me. She paid my son's school fees. She sold the dress of my daughter. She gave me food. She did that. And God was forced to bring back Dorcas. How many of us can be Dorcas? How many of us are living the life of Dorcas? How many of us that have influenced the life? We have been saved to influence somebody's life. Can somebody look up to you and say, I'm following that mommy, I'm following that sister. There's something virtue in her that I want to emulate. How many of us, when we travel to somewhere, maybe we travel for a few days, nobody will notice you out of the church. Nobody will notice that. If you are a child of God, you're not influencing anybody, when you go, nobody will miss you. So you can imagine when we die, what will happen? Nothing will happen. So test yourself. When you just try this, if you want to go for a few weeks, then come back. And see one person will say, sister, we missed you, where have you been? If nobody asks you, check yourself. Yes, you are not doing the work of God. We must be Dorcas in the house. All the examples are not just for them to be there, It's for us to do it. And we got to Deborah. We are told it's a prophetess, a courageous judge, the wife of Lobidon, a general in the army, a wise woman. Now Barak, the captain of the army, says, if you don't go with me, I will not go. Except you go with me, she was multitasking. Don't say, I'm doing all these jobs, I'm doing church, I'm doing everything. We all do it. Deborah was an example. He doesn't say, I cannot do it, it's too much. Why is the pastor giving me so much work to do? I go to work, I do this, I do that. We can multitask. God has given us that to multitask. And you can see it in Deborah. And we are told she was a good woman. And we saw Abigail in 1 Samuel 25 verse 3. Beautiful woman, now with wisdom. And he was standing. And when her husband was cunning but she saved her husband. We can go on and on to talk about Mary, the mother of Jesus. And look what the Bible says, that he said, with God, nothing shall be impossible. If you are the one, a virgin, somebody came to tell you are going to have a child, and you had the fiancé was to marry you, what will you say? You will go to Sister A, come and see what they said. That man of God told me this, the old director told me this. She didn't ask for advice. She didn't go for, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? What kills the church first? Did you hear? You said, they say. We should rise above that. Amen. God has lifted us up. We should be lifted. All the gossiping, all this is not part of us. We are new creatures in Christ. Amen. We should stop all this. Despite all the shame she endured, all the gossip, she said, she put everything in her heart. I said, with God, all this, and God exalted her above everything. And we can see the woman of Samaria in John 4:4-26. She was a prostitute. I can identify with her. Most of us can identify with that. But she became an evangelist. So don't let your past tie you down. Don't let anybody put your head down. Whatever you have done is the past. She was one of the first evangelists for Jesus Christ. She told everybody, come and see what the Lord has done. So that should be our own. And also, we should all, apart from that, the widow's mite in Luke 21 verse 4, she was a widow. She didn't have anything. She gave her all. Are we giving our all? Our money, our talents, our time? Are we all for God? Are we saying that no going back? That is something we should further in. And are we women of faith? Like you see the woman with the issue of blood in Luke 8:43. He said, if I but touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. We have to get to that place as women of faith where we will not see what is happening around us, but we have to look up to Jesus Christ, the author and finisher of our faith. It's time for us to look above and not at our situations. Our situations will drown us down. And by the time we say we are women of faith, God can do. It's when you get into that place and say, I will do it, that God will say, I will back you up. Don't wait for God to back you up before you do it. Go into that fire, and when you are in that fire, there will be a way of escape. Amen. We also have women that were not steadfast in the Bible. So we have a choice this morning. Ananias and Sapphira, in Acts 5, they were not faithful. What did they do? Just lie. We just say ordinary lie. White lie, green lie, blue lie, Italian lie, American lie. Lie is lie. And the husband, those of you that support your husbands in wrongdoing, this is a lesson. We should not support our husbands when they are doing wrong. Cry out. Go to your pastor, go to your pastor's wife, say, Papa, see what my husband is doing. Because if you join him, you'll be held accountable. And God is merciful to us this time. If it was time of Sapphira and Ananias, then they fall down and die. None of us will be standing here. Ordinary like they all fell down and died. So let us go back, because God is a righteous God. God is looking for women that are righteous, women of holiness. I know people don't want to hear about holiness again, but we need to go back to that point and say that I will not go back. It is just you and you alone. And we can see that Lot's wife in Genesis 19 looked back. Don't look back. Don't look back. Don't look back. Tell your neighbor, don't look back. Don't look back. All those times, all those things you thought you'd be enjoying, don't look back. It's not worth the kingdom of heaven. It's not worth it. All the money you said you thought you had, all the things, the fun you were having, don't look back. Don't go back to your vomit. That's what the devil will want you to do. So that your testimony will still your testimony. Don't go back to that old life. If you are married, don't go back to the old boyfriends. Don't go back. If you are a man, don't go back to your girlfriend. Don't go back. Because the devil is like a roaring lion. He just wants it. Just a little thing and he will get at the person. And will not go back in Jesus' name. Amen. Steadfast. 1 Corinthians 15:15 we heard. Therefore, my beloved brethren, my beloved sisters, be ye steadfast, unmovable. You know, if you have this pillar that you cannot move it, unmovable. You must always doing the work of the Lord, and that you must be steadfast. You must say, if I perish, I perish. I will serve this Lord to the end. And with the steadfastness comes patience. Most people have patience. We want it now. Especially in America, everything is microwave. In 2 minutes. 2 minutes blessing. God, don't bless me, I'm not going to serve you again. With patience and steadfastness go hand in hand. After everything, be patient. Be patient. And let your faith go hand in hand with that. And there's a waiting period for everything. And God is going to answer us in Jesus' name. We must always wait for God. And I will just say that we must be strong women. We must be strong in prayers, strong in holiness, strong in doing good. Naomi and Ruth were wise women. We can be wise women. We should cling to our God. We should be determined that I am not going to have another life. It's me and my God alone. And I will follow Jesus all the way. Like I said, it's a choice. God is not going to choose for you. Say, well, God sees my heart. Yes. But you have to say no going back. If Ruth had gone back, she wouldn't be the great grandmother of our Lord Jesus, my God Jesus Christ. But she refused to go back. If a slave girl like Esther can become a queen, what can God not do? With God, nothing is impossible. Joseph in a foreign land became a prime minister. Esther became a queen. So in this land that you are, you will reach your goal. You will reach the top. You will be celebrated. You will not come to this country empty-handed and live empty-handed. Be transformed in and out. In everything that you have, you will be transformed. In the mighty name of Jesus. You will not labor for somebody else to. You will not die. You will live to see the glory of the Lord. Whatever your heart desire is, just trust in the Lord and just believe God, and God is going to do it in the mighty name of Jesus. When I say all these things she is telling us, she doesn't understand, doesn't know, it's from America, everything. But even in America, we have a lot of challenges. We have a lot of challenges, but I found that in my work with God, if you are steadfast with God, He's not going to leave you. It's not only about money. When God starts blessing you, you will say, God, this is too much blessing for me. Because if you serve God faithfully, He's really going to bless you. He's not going to say, no, just go away like that. That's something in return. He's going to bless you. And He's going to say, well done, my daughter. Well done, my son. You have done well. Everything is going to work in your favor. And God is going to do it in Jesus' name. So let us not be afraid. Let us not say, she doesn't understand. I do understand. Like I said, I'm from you people. My people, you are my people. And we've had challenges back home too, where I come from. A lot of them, if I can't tell my testimony today, we're not going to live here. But God has proven to me several times that He can do anything. But I have to do my part. And my part is just to believe God for His word. And as we do that, God is going to answer us in Jesus' name. Just bow our heads and begin to talk to God. Wherever this thing has touched you, wherever you have found yourself, that you have not been faithful, ask God for mercy. He's a merciful God. If you're not taking that decision to follow Jesus Christ, this is the time to say, Father, help me. Come into my life. Save my soul. You know, we can say we are born again, but we're pretending. We want to look good, we want to look holy. But God sees your heart. Nobody looks at our faces. He looks at our hearts. If your heart is not right with God, settle with God now. And tell God that, God have mercy upon me. Save my soul. And just separate yourself from the past. Say, Father, my past is my past. I want to serve you to the end. I do not want to go back to the world. Help me. I want to be consistent. I want to serve you. I want to be devoted. I don't want to take the easy path. The easy path is very easy. I want to be faithful. I want to be committed to you. Rededicate yourself to God today. And Father, help me to be solid for you. Help me to love you unconditionally. Let that old way, let it go away. Give me a brand new life. And that request you're asking God for, ask God today that God answer me. Answer me. That I'm trying to follow you. Reward me. You reward. You are a good rewarder. Don't use and dump me. Help me, Lord. Help me. I need your